tip it up once again. Thank goodness we're going to run the tip. Again, last year we kind of ran the alternate possession, and we were too close to each other to jump ball, which was ridiculous. So jumping center right there for the Wildcats is number 15, Maddie Pierce. She'll go up against Mary Barrett, and we are underway. And here's a freshman way up to her sister. Jaisha's got an easy one to start with. It's going to go off and out of bounds. Northern Valley basketball.
Good look early for the Wildcats, though. It's going to be something that Northern Valley's going to need to make sure they get back and get a lot of bodies into the paint there, because they're going to be looking for Jaisha all night long.
So Northern Valley brings it across here with Austin Cox. Now over to Braxton. Flex cutting through. Now the ball movement is up. A three-pointer by Rose is no good. Rebound.
No first game jitters for the senior there. She was looking to shoot right away.
Let it rip. Joss brings it up, kicks it way back out. Freshman will fire the three. This one's long, but the offensive rebound up and good. First 2 points of the game go to J.C. Daly.
Yeah, Jalen Daly had really good body position there. Just got on the right side of the defender and got a good box out. As a steal here for the Wildcats. Goes in and touched about every part of the rim, and Gemma Stafford is going to put it home.
Up, round, and down. The freshman ready to rock and roll here early. That's it. She got her second steal here early in this one. She's going in for the left-handed layup. This one's going to be just long, but cleaned up and put in. Second bucket for Daly. So the freshmen have come to play. 4 for Daly, 2 for Stafford early. Cox takes it baseline, going to try and shoot the jump shot. No good. Rebound, Visteca with her follow is no good as well. Jaisha controls it and will kick and reset that offense. Northern Valley's running a 2-3 zone here. See how the Wildcats will attack it.
Yeah, it's not a bad play, I think, especially with them looking inside early. But if they start hitting that outside shot, Coach Pugh might have to make a couple quick adjustments in this game.
Another three here up by Joss is going to be no good. Out of bounds, it'll go to Northern Valley.
Austin Cox rebounded here. We'll see if Green can get something going on offense.
6-0 early, the lead here for the Wildcats as Northern Valley's trying to set the offense against the man-to-man defense of the Wildcats. Pump faking around, now kick back out to Baird. Her shot is blocked by Pierce, and Stafford will control and set the offense.
Really impressed with the Wildcats' defense so far. They're kind of pesky up there on top of the key, aren't they?
Up, down, and in. Three-pointer good for Joss Benish. The leading scorer last year, over 12 points a game, puts her first three-pointer of the year in the books. Visteca looking for where to go inside to Rose. Now back outside. Braxton Cox with her toes on the line. Going to be just long. Rebound Stafford.
Really good look, though.
She's going to be out of bounds. Northern Valley's going to take over underneath. Stafford tried to go around on the baseline side and just couldn't tiptoe it. Long inbounds here to Braxton. Now swing to Visteca. Nobody in front of her. She goes all the way in. She is fouled by Jaisha Stafford. We'll have our first foul of the night, and first free throws will go to Shaylee Visteca.
I like the aggression, though, seeing that open floor in front of her and taking it to the hole and drawing the foul. It's not being too hesitant with that. First one no good off the back rim there. The second one is nothing but net, and the Huskies are on the board. Their score is 9-1 to start this one.
Stafford will fire another three. This one long rebound to Baird. Now Cox will bring it up. Here's Austin. Nobody stopped ball. She goes into the lane, kicks back to Baird. Pull up jumper just long. Rose with the offensive rebound up, and the soft one is good, no good as well. The bucket is just tight there for Northern Valley right now.
Yeah, and Jaisha Stafford with the rebound, but kind of stumbles on her own feet and gets called for the travel there. But you can't be mad about that if you're Coach Tori Elder. That's just a hustle play that just didn't go their way that time. And the Wildcats steal it on the inbounds play, and we've got another travel as Jalen Daly kind of stumbled as well. Maybe got surprised by the ball a little bit.
So Northern Valley will take it in underneath. Cox will throw it in. She finds Visteka, who's quickly doubled. Now back to Cox. Trying to set the offense here. Flips it over to Baird. Trying to get it inside here. She's going to be called for the travel. Too many steps by Mary Baird.
I know I've said it already, but I'm pretty impressed with this defense from the Wildcats to start this one out. They're just kind of smothering Northern Valley so far and not really giving them any comfort, any space to start this one.
That man-to-man pressure is paying off as Northern Valley's hardly getting shots to the rim. Stafford looking for where to go, surveying that. The left-handed three-pointer is no good by Daly. Cox with the rebound. Goes around Benish, but she's stopped in there. She'll kick back to Visteka. Now around to Rose. Rose to Baird. Along the baseline, pump shot, jump up, and still no good. Jasia Stafford with a big rebound. Kicks it over to her sister. Now into the corner, and it's going to be Joss Benish. Benish is going to be just short.
Austin Cox looking to push, seeing if there's something out in front that she can get a little easier before all those Wildcats get back.
Wide open three-pointer for Braxton. It's going to be no good. Hustle play by Baird, and she's going to make it work. Can she pay it off? She's going to pull up for the jump shot. This one's just short. She saved that possession but couldn't make it. And we've got a first time out here. Once we get to the next break, we'll maybe fire them up, make sure that they work. Good filler time there by Mr. Aim Baird.
Yeah, Clint, you're going to make everyone at home think you're older than you are if you keep saying you don't know how to run an MP3 player.
Well, come on. Joss Benish's three-pointer's no good. Rebound in the corner to Stafford. She'll get it back, but she's going to be fouled by Visteka. She got her across the arms. It'll be Visteka's team first for Northern Valley.
And we're going to have a couple substitution here. As Ty Signs is going to come in, as well as Stephanie Whitney. Shaylee Visteka and Savannah Rose are going to sit down. So a couple fresh legs here for Coach Pugh. Benish looks to throw it in, throws it to Jasia Stafford to Gemma Stafford. Back out to Benish, and she's going to not hesitate at all to shoot that. It doesn't fall, but Gemma Stafford with a rebound and a reach.
She did a good job of tracking that rebound down and then went right for the basket. Caught Braxton a little bit flat-footed, and she had to kind of elbow her there to save the easy layup there by Stafford. Gemma is a pretty quick young lady there. Tough to keep in front of her. They're going to swing around to Benish again. She's going to fire another three. Rebound Mary Baird on this one.
Yeah, I've got a feeling just how Benish is shooting, and all the shots look really good. They're just not falling. But if she gets going, she could be a game changer in this. As they're going to call a travel here.
Ball was bouncing.
I don't know. I was trying to figure out names on the – I just looked back up and I saw a travel, so I wasn't even sure what was going on, to be honest with you.
Inside, swinging out to Benish. They'll go into Jasia Stafford now. She's going to be fouled on the floor by Whitney. Powerful girl in there is Jasia Stafford. She does a great job of getting in position. And that time she kind of pinned Whitney against her back and had her in a bad spot. Inbounding here, Benish, Stolen
Austin
by
Cox.
Cox. And Braxton Cox will set the offense. Still against that man-to-man pressure of the Wildcats.
Yeah, Huskies are going to have to get something going on offense to try to take that lid off the basket.
Steal again here. This is going to be Daly. Up and no good for her. Just long, but the rebound also again. How did she get her hands back on that one to score? Daly with 6. Turnover again by Austin Cox. Going to swing this one to Gemma, and she'll miss it. Ball's on the floor. Looks like it's going to be tied up. Possession hour favors the Huskies.
Yeah, I thought there might have been a shooting foul on that one, but, Hey.
6 early for the freshman Daly. We've got 2 for the freshman Gemma Stafford as well, and a three-pointer there by Joss Benish. Trying to keep these scoring up. Left-handed up and no good for Braxton Cox.
Not a bad look. You just got to execute it and get it to go.
Rebound and push there
Ball's
by
loose
Gemma.
there.
and she'll get it back. She thought about a three. Joss will consider it and fires away. Going to be Northern Valley ball. They are not scared to shoot the three-pointer here tonight, are they?
They're not.
Northern Valley could just use a nice set here to try and get some offensive structure. Baird on the wing. And she will have it stolen there by Benish. She'll push with the left hand. She's going to go right to the rim, up, and no good. Follow rebound will be put up there
by Ellie Goodwin.
And that'll be no good. Jasia Stafford and Braxton Cox get tied up, and the possession arrow goes to the Wildcats.
Yeah, we must have missed the substitution for the Sharon Spring Wildcats coming out of the timeout there, but Ellie Goodwin came into the game and is already making an impact on the glass.
This is a three here by Gemma. Rattles in and rattles out. Rebound to Baird. She'll push. 1 against 4. She's going to have to pull it back. Signs now with it.
Oh, should have looked back inside.
Swing it to Cox. Trying to figure out something here for the offense. What are they going to do? And here it comes. They clear out, and Cox is going to go around her, and Joss Benish will be called with the shove.
Yeah,
the foul will be out of bounds. Cox got around her. She didn't have much choice but to foul her. Otherwise, it was going to be an easy bucket there for the Huskies. Maddie Pierce in, Jasia Stafford out. Jasia not only is dominating inside, I think she's the heart and soul of this team, isn't she? She brings a lot of energy.
Yeah, she's got a motor on her.
Cox. Trying to go around Benish again. She'll turn, flip it up and in. And a basket good for Austin Cox.
Could be what the Huskies need to get rolling here. It's Josh Benish with a nice little teardrop runner there to get it to go.
That was pretty.
Braxton Cox at the top of the key throws it to Austin Cox, who looks to drive baseline once again, and she's going to get hit on the way up. She's going to shoot a couple shots.
And that's going to be 2 on Josh Benish, their leading scorer from last year. But look at all the substitutes coming in here for the Wildcats. Wildcats will bring in number 3, Ellie Edwards, a 5'6" junior, and number 11, McKenna Gibbs, a 5'8" freshman. They'll come in after the first free throws up, and no good for Austin Cox.
Just long.
Sitting down will be Benish and
Goodwin.
So Cox's second attempt here from the line. First one was just long. Second one is now up and rattles around and no good. Big rebound there by Pierce. Stafford to set as she'll walk it across the timeline. 15, 14, 13 if you're playing alongside with us. You
Probably
can't let them get a three here. Pierce will just catch, turn around, shoot, no good. Signs will battle for the rebound, but it'll go off her hip. It'll be the Wildcats ball with 6.8 to go.
Yeah, good hustle by Thais there. Just couldn't quite get a hold of it.
13-3, the Wildcats lead in this one. Tries to get it inside, but it's taken there by Baird, and then she was immediately fouled.
By Ellie Edwards.
So 3.7 to go.
And they're going to go towards a full court man here to try to stop a last-second shot, as Austin Cox cannot get it off in time.
Stay in this man-to-man pressure here. Northern Valley's just trying to get some offensive sets so that we can get it. And there's an easy one. There. Easy one by Baird, up and in.
I like that play.
By Cox.
That was a good one by Coach Pugh to draw up coming out of the break and try to catch them sleeping maybe a little bit and get something rolling for Green.
It was a good set that was needed.
Gemma Stafford's going to shoot this one, and it's just long. We'll see who this one came off of. They're going to say it was off of Wildcats.
Long three-point shots equal long rebounds. You're going to have to put a body on a girl and then track it down because there's not a lot of stuff falling right next to the rim. They're getting long rebounds.
Right. And as we were talking out of the break here, Northern Valley on offense, hopefully is going to get a little bit more of a crisp ball movement coming out of it. Some of their passes, as that quarter went on, you could tell we're kind of kind of getting a little lazy and lethargic maybe, and that's when they were jumping into those passing lanes and getting those easy baskets.
Great,
those freshmen up top.
Great block there by Jaisha Stafford on Rose as Rose went around her, and then she got the ball from the backside to bounce it off of Rose's head and out of bounds. Stafford gets it deep this time, and she just barely misses that one. She'll get her own offensive rebound. No good again, and Cox will come away with it. Vesteka to push. Nobody's picked her up yet. Now Braxton's looking at it.
I thought she was going to pull the trigger on that one.
Mary Baird wide open, no good. Offensive rebound, Cox.
And she's got her dribble.
And a foul there by Stafford from half court. A hold called on Jaisha. I think that's going to be Jaisha's second foul. That's the only thing that's going wrong here for the Cats. The two experienced players, Stafford and Bosch, both have 2 fouls early in this one.
Yeah, Josh Benish and Jaisha Stafford are the two with the 2 fouls for the Wildcats, and they're not people who you need getting in foul trouble if you're coach Tori Elder.
This one's popped out here to Savannah Rose, now to Mary Baird. She'll go baseline against Pearson. She is fouled with a block. Fouls are starting to add up for the Wildcats in that man-to-man, but that's what you got to do if you're Northern Valley. If they're going to guard you man-to-man, let's go around them.
That's right, but so far, Northern Valley has had 4 chances at the stripe, but has only gotten 1 to fall, so they're about to get into a one-on-one situation. They're going to need to start hitting at the free throw line, and they can maybe make this a good game again. It's not a bad game right now. It's still close, but they could really start getting some points. So we've got an offensive foul here on Savannah Rose, I believe.
As she's called for an illegal screen, must not have been set.
Yeah.
That's going to be an illegal screen on Rose, and it'll be a turnover.
You're trying to clear out the lane there for Austin to get to the basket, and it was working.
It worked.
But they didn't like it.
Not what the official guy in stripes says, that you can't do it like that.
No. Stafford looks inside here. Back out to Stafford. She's going to shoot.
Gemma will fire. Bank is open and good for Gemma Stafford. Give her 5 on the night.
Stecca's going to give it to Braxton Cox as she looks to go somewhere with it.
Vesteka's long 2-pointer, no good. Rebound fought in there and tied up between Rose and Goodwin, I think.
Yeah, possession arrow is going to give it to the Wildcats. As Stafford takes it up the court here, setting up an offense.
Northern Valley staying in that 2-3 zone. You know, they're firing a lot of 3-pointers, but I don't know if they're shooting a very high percentage. I kind of like the strategy here by Huskies. Picked off by Mary Barrett at center court.
Yeah, they're going to call her for the travel here as she just started to slide that pivot foot. Kind of got surrounded by a couple more Wildcats, and turnover.
It's happened a couple times already for the Huskies where they come away with a steal and then immediately turn that ball right over. I know Coach Pugh can't be happy about that. Something that plagued the Huskies last year was a total amount of turnovers, right. And it's rearing its eerie face here again here early in this season. Stafford to fire another 3, no good.
Gibbs with the rebound, a good rebound there as Daly takes it up for another 2 points.
The left-hander took it on the left wing, went up and in and good for Daly. She's got 8 here in the first half.
Yeah, got to know who you're playing against if you're the Huskies. The only left-hander, I believe, on the court. You better probably shadow her left side instead of the right side like they're used to. And Daly gets the steal here and taking it up the court.
She is working it all over the place. Now over to
Gibbs,
and no good.
But Pierce is going
to get out that rebound, and she's been fouled by Northern Valley.
Yeah, Daly, when she starts getting going, it seems like she's been an impact player and is kind of starting to turn the tides of the way the game is feeling, and momentum has shifted more to the Wildcats.
So
we've got some
Austin
subs.
picks up her first. We're playing, looks like Delaney Sides, the freshman, will make her first appearance, number 3, and Stephanie Whitney back into the game as well. Wide open shot, Gemma Stafford. This one, it doesn't go in. Savannah Rose with the rebound.
I thought she was going to get the bank from that corner, which would have been pretty impressive since there's not a lot of bank to hit on that. Austin Cox looks to drive, but gets it off of her foot, and it's going to go the other way. Stafford sets it up.
Stafford to do that. She'll swing it to Pierce. Pierce skipped all the way back to Daly. Now quick ball movement all the way around. This one's going to be picked off by Cox, and she'll reset it here for the Huskies.
Well, that quick ball movement is how you beat that zone up top. And so good job by the Wildcats doing the right thing there. Just got a little unlucky with that last pass and found the only Husky in the passing lane as Delaney Sides goes up. And Pierce gets a finger on it, and it's going to stay here with the Huskies.
Sides makes her first attempt there. It was blocked in there by Pierce. Still in this tight man-to-man, but we got an ankle, it looks like to me. Goodwin's kind of gimpy on that ankle as she'll take a seat.
Yeah, and the last thing Coach Elder wants is to see a girl limping off if he was telling us about those injuries. Savannah rose up with the shot, can't quite get it to go, and Daly, of course, gets her hands on the ball. She's got a nose for that thing, doesn't she?
She does have a nose for it, and it was actually a good foul there by Whitney, even though I don't know that she agreed with it. But if she hadn't committed that foul, they had an easy bucket down on the other end, so it's probably a good one there for the Huskies. But this 18-5 lead here by the Wildcats seems daunting right now for Northern Valleys. They can't get an easy shot to fall in the hole.
As Delaney Sides gets the steal and tosses it out to Austin Cox, who's looking to just create something here off the front rim.
She'll get a rebound, kick back out here to Whitney. She'll go around to Vesteca. Vesteca to fire three, slapped out of there by Daly. It goes into the middle, and Cox is...
He's got a jump ball, and it should stay here with the Huskies.
He went with a fist, and then he went with an open hand. That means it's a violation, not a foul, so it'll be Northern Valley's ball underneath. Rose has it now in the corner, driving baseline.
And she stepped out trying to drive baseline there. Just trying to get something created, and you can kind of tell maybe a little bit of frustration from the Huskies right now. But, they're doing all the right things. They just need to probably do it a little quicker and try to beat that stingy defense from the Wildcats. Stafford looks inside.
Pull-up shot there by Daly on the left wing. Rebound up and in by Pierce. She came from the wing. She came hard in there and grabbed that ball and put it right back in. Her first 2 points of the night.
The stack over to Austin Cox. She looks for a two-pointer, and she gets it to go.
Austin Cox with a nice pull-up jump shot up and good. Turn shots from deep for the Wildcats. Have connected on a couple three-pointers, but have done an excellent job on the rebounding side and been able to put in some easy ones. As they'll go inside to Daly here again. Her left-hander on the baseline is no good. And that goes over to Northern Valley.
I thought it was only two Northern Valley players trying to get the ball, so I'm not sure.
I thought that was Whitney and Sides fighting for it, but it'll work.
Sometimes you just catch a lucky break.
Here it is, and Cox will reset. Trying to run a ball screen here. She's got Pierce on it, then Stafford. Now swing it to Sides. Inside to Vesteca. She's going to have to save it. She cannot do it as her foot's on the line. It'll be a turnover. The Wildcats will put it in bounds here with Pierce.
That was a good look by Sides down low, though. Stafford walks it up. Inside to Daly. Tosses it down to Pierce.
Ball's loose on the floor. Comes out of there with Pierce.
And they're going to call a travel here on, that's going to be McKenna Gibbs.
Gibbs is whistled for the travel.
Both teams are at 6 fouls right now, and so we could be going to the charity stripe to end this half. So we'll see kind of how that plays into the game here as we've got 2 minutes and 30 seconds left before halftime.
Baird with it. Looking for somewhere to go, finds Sides. Sides will fire the elbow, jump shot, front rim, no good. Rebound tracked down by Baird. Swing it to Sides. Now back inside to Vesteca. She'll kick it to Cox, up with the layup, up and in and good. Finally some ball movement there by the Huskies, and it pays off with a bucket.
That's what they've been looking for this whole time, is a little bit more crisp ball movement, trying to catch the Wildcats out of position here. Stafford fires another long three, and this one's saved, though.
And she's going to...
Saved by Ellie Edwards, and then she's going to get fouled on the rebound.
Miss Stephanie Whitney is going to be whistled for her second foul.
Nothing easy, I guess.
And that, just like you're talking about, we're going to go to the free throw line here from here on out on any foul call.
And I believe this is the first time we've seen the Lady Cats
it is
at the line tonight, so we'll see how much they've been practicing their free throw shooting before we start the year.
1-on-1 opportunity here for Ellie Edwards. Ellie, the 5'6" junior, fires the first one. That was pretty. Up and high, nice arcing rotation. Good shot there by Ellie. Second one, even higher on the arc. Goes off the front iron and no good.
Sides gets the ball and gives it to Austin Cox, who's going to set something up for the Huskies to make a late quarter push here. Cox looking down low, looking for someone to come across as Mary Baird just weren't on the same page with that one. As Daly of course, gets it. And no
up
good.
And around and down, no good for Daly. Great pick there by Gemma. Gemma picked Baird at the half-court line. She started going the other way, and Cox fouled her. It'll be her second. Gemma to the free throw line to see if she can make a 1-on-1 count for her. First free throw for Gemma is long, no good. Rebound Cox. With 1:30 to go here in the first quarter, or the first half, Northern Valley could use a bucket right here. Kick it to Braxton Cox, who's checked back into the game inside to Vesteka, but it's taken out of there.
But good job by Vesteka
gets it back.
Sticking with it.
Cox pump fake, going to go to the rim. No whistle, and here we go, back the other way.
Daly looking to go inside with the ball, finds Gibbs on the top of the key, who's going to throw it over to Ellie Edwards. Going a little slower here for the Wildcats as Gemma Stafford looks to go inside to Pierce. Braxton Cox, good job being on that ball, and they're going to get a jump. But it's going to stay here with the Wildcats.
Braxton Cox playing on the bottom side of that zone defense, got in there and stuck her hands in that one and tied it up on more of a block shot opportunity. They squeeze it in here to Daly. She's going to put it up, no good. Rebound Baird. Quick to Vesteka. She doesn't have numbers, but she continues to push. Finds sides, finds off the glass. No good. Vesteka beats it out of there. Open shot there for Cox. Going to be no good off to the right. And Daly with the rebound.
Good hustle play there by Stafford, keeping the ball alive.
Gemma goes bouncing off the stage, but she looks to be all right. With 23 to go here in this first half. Gibbs open on the wing. Long, no good. Big. That was a foul there by Pierce. As I thought she was going to come in there and grab that one. She went all over Baird's back.
It probably would have been okay, but she came down with that hand on top of Baird, and so now they're going to send Mary to the free throw line here.
Might not be a bad spot for Mary Baird here to get her game going, as she's scoreless here so far in this first half. Oh, she's got two. Second leading scorer for Northern Valley on the last season.
Ellie Goodwin's going to come back in here for Pierce as Pierce picked up her second foul.
First free throw up and good for Miss Mary Baird. Second one is just long, no good. And it's going to be tied up.
Another jump ball. Good hustle by both teams here. And it's going to stay here with the Huskies.
I thought Baird was going to get the whistle on that one.
I was worried about it.
But they gave her the tie up.
If she would have stayed behind Daly trying to retrieve that ball, I bet they would have called it on her. But she ended up getting her body in front.
Vesteka back out to sides. Baseline jump shot. Long, no good.
Man, just cannot get
Rebound
the ball to fall. It's on the
floor
floor again.
Over the floor. Kick it to.
Gets the ball to Edwards. 1 second left, and they cannot get a ball.
It off. Halftime adjustment in his first game here to see if they can separate this 11-point lead here for the Wildcats.
I'd also imagine that especially the Lady Cats are going to come out firing on all cylinders, coming out of a break, catching their breath a little bit as they're playing an aggressive style of ball.
Stafford goes all the way, tries to skip pass, and almost catches one of the cheerleaders. They had to run out of the way there a little bit long for Gemma. And it'll be a turnover on the first possession for the Wildcats as Northern Valley will set here again. They stayed with their man-to-man defense, did the Wildcats. On the Valley finds an open Braxton Cox for three. Long, no good. Daly with a rebound as she'll push with that left hand. She's got Stafford out front. She finds her layup up and good.
That's just what we were talking about.
Asia
Stafford.
She can get up and get down, and she just wasn't going to be denied to get the ball over there. Braxton Cox with another jumper off the baseline. No good. Stafford with the rebound. Kicks to her sister, Gemma. Gemma going to push it all the way into the corner to Benish. Gemma wide open for three, top of the key, long, no good. Mary Baird controls the rebound.
Huskies looking to slow it down here a little bit, get something started. And Savannah Rose finds a baseline shot, but the ball gets poked out of her hand by Pierce, and it's going to stay here with the Huskies.
Rose went around Stafford, and the help defense collapsing there by Pierce saves a bucket.
I like her attacking when she saw that lane, though, saw the opening and took it. It just second defender crashed down and got the ball out of her hand, and
Gemma Stafford with a steal off the inbounds pass.
Man, she makes her presence known.
Beautiful swing pass over to.
They're going to call a foul here on Pierce as she picks up her third.
Did they catch Pierce? I didn't know who they caught it on. You're correct.
Yep.
Maddie Pierce will pick up her third.
Went in for the rebound and kind of left. When she left the ground, she kind of caught him with the body. And so she's going to go to the bench here as they don't want her getting in any more foul trouble coming out of the break too early.
Knows her role. She is the one that just attacks the glass with a vengeance, man. She does. Vesteka now to run the point here for a little bit as Braxton's going to try and drive baselines. Pulled out of there by Daly. And it's wide open.
Got to have a stronger pass than that.
Daly scores her 10th point of the night. And they're out to their biggest lead of 15 points now, 25-10. The Wildcats lead stolen here by Stafford.
Stafford slows it down here, looking to swing it over to Daly as she fires. And this is no good, but it goes to the hands of Joss Benish as she also misses. Mary Baird comes up with the rebound, and the Huskies are going the other way. Looking to try to get something going on offense here. Back to Austin Cox as Rose sets up a screen, but don't use it. Passes it, swings it around. Braxton Cox looking to fire. Cannot get that three to fall yet.
Offensive rebound by Rose. Her shot up, no good.
And it's going to stay here with the Huskies. As Baird was down there.
Poked out of bounds.
Fighting with a couple Lady Cats for the rebound.
Austin tries to put it in.
And it's going to not stay here this time as it must have hit a Husky going out of bounds. Good hustle there by Stafford, though, making every pass difficult for him.
You laugh. Here's Gemma. Swing to Daly.
Looks inside to Gibbs, but this one is off of her hand. It's going to Cox.
She'll push. She doesn't have numbers. Now she'll pull back. She'll fire that three up.
I think Stafford got a piece of that one as well. I could be wrong. She was wide open and just could not connect on that one. It's going to go back to the Huskies, but good hustle by her. Just could not quite get that ball.
Benish had the eyes up when she crossed the half-court line, saw Gemma streak into the basket, just put it just out of her reach. Otherwise, it would have been an easy two for the Wildcats.
I know it sounds crazy to say since they're up by 15, but the Huskies are actually kind of getting lucky to start this half as they've missed a couple. The Wildcats have missed a couple of easy looks to start this one to try to keep it close. As 2 points there, Austin Cox gets that one to go.
The pump fake and the jump shot good for her. Gemma is going to fire this one.
The ball is just flying off of everybody's hands, and it's going to go to Green.
(25-10) Wildcats lead over, or 25-12. Wildcats over the Huskies here into halfway through the third quarter.
Second to Baird.
Inside to Rose. She'll try and make a move on Stafford. Turnaround jump shot up and good for Savannah Rose.
And if they can get that over and over again, that is a great look right there.
Good to see Savannah out there again playing.
And this ball also will get away from
OpenSpacesSports.com. The officials are trying to decide. The ball went out of bounds. And they're trying to figure out now who to give the ball to. And the officials get together like they're supposed to and make it right. It'll be Northern Valley's ball. As they set up here, looks like they might try and go for the home run, but it ain't going to work this time because they were ready for it.
Yep.
As it worked coming out of the second quarter. Braxton to run the point, now to Vesteca. Backs to Braxton. Inside tries to squeeze it. It's knocked out of there by Daly, but recovered by Cox. Braxton to push it now into the baseline. Trying to get it into Savannah Rose. She tried to make a move, and it went off of her foot out of bounds. That's all right. Keep your head up, girl. We'll keep playing for another one. Defense has been the name of the game for both teams right here. As you know, the ball hasn't gone in the bucket great for either team. They're not shooting a great percentage as far as the team-wise. Joss Benish left wide open, and she missed it, but she got her own rebound. This one from a lot closer, but it's still no good. She fights for another rebound, but Baird's going to come out. Vesteca now finds an open Braxton Cox on the wing. Wide open, rattles around, no good. Rebound fought for underneath.
We're going to get a jump here.
Tied up between Daly and Cox.
Going to stay here with the Huskies. As we've got a substitute here. Thais Signs is going to come in for Shaylee Vesteca. Inbounds play to Mary Baird, and they're going to call her for a travel. That pivot foot, she's just got to get it set. She's got to keep it set in stone on that. It's getting some pressure from Jasia Stafford. Just pushed her off of her center of gravity, I suppose, and then got her for a travel. And they go inside to Stafford.
Nice turnaround jump shot, but Daly cleans up the mess and puts it in.
Of course it's Jalen Daly there. Who else?
Been the leading scorer and leading player from the beginning.
Pass to Thais Signs. She looks to go inside and get a quick bucket and just can't get it to go. Jasia Stafford loses her footing, must have tripped on another player.
Cox,
this one,
her three is no good.
They're going to get Austin with this one.
That'll be her third personal. Bodies are hitting the floor. I think there's a song like that.
We're not going to sing it for you, though, because we're not that talented.
No, we're not. But we are that dated,
I suppose.
So Whitney comes in for Cox. And Gemma will push it here to the corner. Benson wide open for a three. This one's short as well.
She hasn't been on with her three-point shot, but I would not leave her that wide open the rest of this game if I were the Huskies. And they're going to get Whitney with a charge, and that is not good. She's going to pick up her fourth foul.
First charge of the night. Good defense there by Gemma Stafford as she'll draw the charge. As
Coach
Whitney
Pugh
will pick it up.
Really can't believe it. Says you're fine, but you know it's one of those situations. You know Stephanie's always going to go in with her shoulder down a little bit, looking to try to score. As she's going to have to come back out. Delaney Sides goes in.
27-14, the Wildcats over the Huskies.
Not a lot of scoring going on right now.
No, that's what I'm saying. They're not separating here unless they continue to give the ball to Daly. This time she misses it. Baird with the rebound.
Finds Braxton Cox is working against Josh Benish. She finds Delaney Sides outside. Finds Mary Baird down low. Sees try to get something going, and she's going to get fouled by Daly.
I believe that's Daly's third. She had two early on in the second quarter.
Only her second or first, maybe. She really hasn't been in much foul trouble.
Make it down two. My second mistake, right? Don't keep track at home, Grandma Doe, please.
You think people got stat sheets on how many times we mess up at home?
They should. It'd be a fun, entertaining game.
It'd be a pretty full sheet if they do that. I would.
Taking a seat here is Stafford and Gibbs.
Baird misses the first one, trying to get the second one to go, and it's just long as well. Ellie Goodwin with the rebound, looks for Stafford, but Savannah Rose is in the way, and she's going to try to get the two to go, just short on the layup, and They're fighting for the ball here. And it's gonna stay with Green. As Savannah Rose and
tough play by everybody going for the basketball.
We're both going after the loose ball.
A lot of contact, but the Lady Wildcats stepped on the line. The out-of-bounds line always rules no matter what. You can't go team, so she gets to keep playing. And Signs comes away with this rebound.
And there she's got a whiff coming behind her and loses it a little bit. Can't quite get it to stay in bounds. Good hustle by her to try to regain control of that one, but it's going to go to the Wildcats. Good one, inbounds it to Stafford as she sets up something. And, you know, both teams right now are trying to get something rolling on the offensive side.
There's something easy. Ja'Asia catches it on the block. No good for her, but Daly's got it. Now Ja'Asia again. She comes up short. Ball's on the ground, and guess what? Everybody's fighting for it. And they're going to call a jump ball again. So this one looks like it's going to favor the Wildcats.
Austin Cox is going to come in quick for Mary Baird as we got another substitution. Stafford looking, I would imagine she's going to go to Josh Minish, but I was wrong.
Good one, squeezes it in there, no good, but she gets her own rebound, up and in again. They are destroying the Huskies on the offensive rebounds.
Cox tries to go inside, can't find it. She passes it out to Signs, who misses. Maida got away with the travel there. A good hustle after her own rebound, but misses a second shot as well. They find Daly up the court. Not who you want to see with the ball on a fast break.
Good one to the rim. No good, no call, no. She comes up gimpy as Cox will push it.
Yeah, she was struggling with an ankle injury earlier in the first half and might have just re-aggravated it.
Cox whistled for a travel. Less than a minute to go here in the third quarter.
It's been a quick third quarter. Not a lot of fouls. It's just been a lot of missed shots, honestly.
I think Gemma wants out. She's hurt right now. She can't hardly move. Signs is going to take.
She might have some cramping in her calf. It looks like that's what she's holding.
Signs will get her first. Gemma's got to come out of the game here. She's struggling. I don't know what she's
I think she's fighting
on.
a cramp. Is
it a cramp?
Based off her body language and how she was holding her calf. And
Gemma goes directly to the lunchroom.
She's going to get stretched out in the hallway.
She's going to find a juice box out there or
some
what?
Pickle juice maybe?
I don't know. She's going to find something to make her feel good. And this one will go over to Gibbs. Picked there by Signs, her second steal here of the night. She's going to go to the rim, but no good. Kicked all the way back outside. Cox will hesitate. Now she'll kick to Sides. No good. Mary Baird with the offensive rebound, and she's fouled.
Yeah, good positioning there by Baird. If she keeps attacking that glass, she's going to find herself in good positions, but she's got to start capitalizing at the line. As this game continues, all the Huskies honestly need to.
Yeah, I agree with you. Where the Wildcats have made their hay is attacking that offensive rebound and second chance points. Northern Valley hasn't had very many second chance points whatsoever, and some of those other free, easier opportunities is at the free throw stripe, and Northern Valley's not doing well there either tonight.
No, not shooting the percentage you want to see if you're Coach Pugh. I imagine he's going to have them shooting some free throws next practice.
Mary's second, up and good. That'll make everybody happy as we roll to 15 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. Northern Valley's going to stay in that zone as Signs up top here against Josh.
Looking for somewhere to go with
Benish.
it. Mary Baird with the ball. Almost dragged her foot again there, but a loose pass goes to Vesteka, but she steps on the line trying to save that, and there's going to be a half second left here for the Wildcats to try to do something with.
So it's got to be a catch and a shoot, and it does.
It is no good.
Set the lineup. Stafford, Daly, Benish, Pierce, Signs, Cox, Baird, and Vesteka for the Huskies. Open three-pointer for Signs, no good. Fought for and won by Cox. Her jump shot is going to be no good. Second follow-up by Vesteca. They must have been listening to us, huh?
Yeah. And that's exactly who you think would be down there getting the board is Shaylee Vesteca, right?
Yeah, she's feisty.
Yeah, that's what I love to see is even though she's the point guard and on the top of the key most of the time, when that ball is up, she's looking for it. And that's what you want to see if you're Coach Pugh. And this is going to stay here as Braxton Cox tries to save it, but her toe is on the line.
5'3" and feisty.
5'3" and feisty.
Might be our new nickname for Miss Shaylee Vesteca.
Small and mighty.
Northern Valley switch defenses here. Are we going to go? No. Are we going to go to a man?
Still in a 2-3. They just
extended it here. Benish for the long three. No good. Vesteca is going to push with the left hand.
Hunting her down, and she tries to get the ball off.
Nice drop pass there to Baird.
They say Pierce got a piece of it on their way up.
Now to Stafford, way out in front of everybody. Up and good. Good hustle by Jaasia. She beats everybody down the court for her first two of the game. That's very surprising there for the hustling Jaasia Stafford.
Cox looking for somewhere to go with it as Joss Benish is all over her. Over to Austin Cox looking inside to Mary Baird. And she's working against Daly as she goes up, and she's going to get fouled.
And she'll go to the line to shoot two. So that's Daly's second is all.
We'll see if they were listening to us on this one as well and start seeing if they can cash in a little bit more from the charity stripe coming into this fourth quarter because like we said before the break, this game actually is still in striking distance. They just need to start capitalizing on those opportunities.
So far tonight, Mary Baird 50% from the line. She'll increase that percentage there. As she makes the first, the second one is up and no good. Stafford with the rebound, kicks to the sister Stafford. Now to Benish all the way to the rim, but no good and long. The ball is tied up in there between Daly and Baird.
They're going to have a jump. It's going to stay with the Wildcats on this end of the court.
So the Wildcats to inbound it here with Benish. Up to Jaasia. She'll fire the free throw line jump shot and good. 33-18. A lead here by the Wildcats. Rebound there by Braxton Cox as she battles for it. Cox to the point to
Thais Signs with a two-pointer. Had her toe on the line, but a great shot by Thais setting up and shooting on that one. As Daly is looking to go somewhere a little out of control, but retains possession of the ball. Joss Benish, and that's what she's been looking for this whole game. And what better time to get going from the three-point line than in the fourth quarter to seal a deal. It's what they're trying to do right now.
You know, that was her second three-point make of the night.
Well, you do not want to get her warming up this time of the game or any time of the game if you're the Huskies.
But you could have seen her face. It was like it is about ding-dang time. Signs is going to pull back with a jumper. No good.
Yeah, we're not quite familiar that much with Sharon Springs because they're a little bit out here to the west of us, being in Almena in Northern Valley. But I imagine that she is usually cashing in from the three-point line a little bit more than we've seen here tonight. She looks inside to Jaasia Stafford, and she gets another one to go as she's starting to heat up as well. As she's made 3 of her last 3 shots that she's taken.
6 points in the fourth quarter for Jaasia Stafford. Breaking it out now to an 18-point lead here for the Wildcats.
Braxton Cox looks to shoot the ball but doesn't. Looks inside, but Daly gets her hand in there and pokes it away, and she is on her own.
Up and in.
Using the offhand with the layup there.
Yeah, I like this.
Using the righty. Coach Pugh is going to call a full timeout here to try to get Northern Valley. And there,
Coach Pugh called that timeout to talk it over and try and regroup with his Lady Huskies.
Well, early on in this game, we saw Sharon Springs' young guns, the freshmen, kind of carrying the scoring. But here late in the game, we've seen Jaasia Stafford as well as Josh Benish start to get going and increase this lead for the Lady Wildcats. As this one is going to be off the hand of Gibbs, poked it away from Savannah Rose in there. It's going to stay here with the Huskies. See if Cox can get the inbounds play in past Stafford here. She's been kind of a menace on those inbound plays so far.
Ferocious would be a good word, is that Austin would use.
Ferocious.
Swing it to Braxton. She thought about a three. Now she's got it dead.
Got to do something with it.
Girls are got to get to moving.
And that's 5 seconds.
A 5-second penalty.
I don't think she ever used her dribble, actually, unless I'm mistaken. I think she received the pass and should have drove with it. But, you know, those are things that kind of those first game woes, first game jitters maybe for the Huskies. Vesteka gets a hand on the ball, but it goes to Daly anyway, and she goes back up to Stafford. Back to Daly. She looks to shoot, and it is nothing but net.
Daly showing that she can not only dominate inside, but step back and shoot the left-hander from deep. Makes a pretty shot there. Baird will try and answer with her three. No good. Rebound. Benish as she dribbles into the corner. Now she's double teamed.
She's going to get trapped down low. It's going to be tipped off of Braxton Cox, I believe, so it's going to stay with the Lady Cats. Gemma's going to walk this one up. No reason to hurry. Up 23 points with 3 minutes and 20 seconds left in this one. Looks for Gibbs on the high post. Back to Stafford. Over to Daly. Stafford's going to shoot it. If no one's going to leave her open. But this one's going to be off the right side of the glass, and it's going to go to the Huskies. And they're just looking to get something going as we have a block. Stafford's going to go pick up, I believe, only her first foul of the game.
First personal foul by the freshman.
Impressive.
Menace.
Ferocious.
Out there. Ferocious girl on the defensive end.
Pretty impressive that she can make that big of an impact and also play that clean of a game up there. A lot of times they get called for a lot of hand checks if you see someone that active on defense, but good job by her as Cox tries to go baseline, but is going to step on the blue line. It's going to go to the Wildcats.
That out-of-bounds line is victimized by the Huskies probably 3 times as we tried to go baseline. Daly open for another three. That should have probably gone down. Rattles out.
Yeah, that was all but made. And this one, as Pierce and Cox are fighting for it, is going to stay here with the Wildcats.
Pierce, aggressive play, knocks it off at Cox. They get to keep possession. Good play by Pierce.
Benish looking for somewhere to go with it. Just kicks it over to Stafford as she is looking back inside, but finds Gibbs on the high key. Over to Pierce, swings it over Benish. And that was the play they were looking for, just couldn't quite get it to go. Gibbs is going to pick up a foul here. We've got a substitution for the Huskies. Whitney's going to come back in for Savannah Rose.
Start the stopwatch. Stephanie Whitney, she plays hard. She plays good.
She's playing the 4 fouls right now.
But man, the Stripes have been watching her here close tonight. She hadn't got a whole lot of action time.
As she gets pushed underneath the basket there.
Clobbered underneath and wanting to know why she doesn't get the whistle.
Yeah, I'm
but
sure.
Here we go. 43-20, the Wildcats in easy control. Is 2:22 left to go in the fourth quarter of this one. Benish inside here to Gibbs. She's tied up.
Swarmed up by the Huskies, but they're going to call her for a reach inside. Braxton Cox, I believe, is going to pick that one up. Only her second of the game, but it's going to stay here with the Wildcats.
They'll play it inbounds as that's only the 4th team foul.
And it's worth noting that Sharon Springs right now has 6 fouls, so the next one could be a 1-and-1 opportunity for the Huskies.
Nice look by Stafford there. But the ball goes just long.
And Whitney
for
picks
Daly.
it up. Cox trying to set up the offense here. Goes to Vesteka. Over to Braxton Cox. As she looks for a pass. Finds Mary Baird on the kind of the low mid. And they're going to get someone on the Sharon Springs side for a foul.
The whistle.
Against Gibbs for a push on the rebound, and so it's going to stay here, and Vesteka is going to get to shoot that 1-on-1 opportunity I was talking about.
She went to the line earlier in the game and knocked down 1 out of 2. Let's see if she can keep it up here. Paseka's first is nothing but
that one looked really good.
It looked really pretty.
Really pretty.
Second one rattles, no good. But rebound there by Whitney. Baird to top of the key, jump shot open, no good.
Yeah, and I love watching Whitney out there because she's not playing like she's got 4 fouls, like she's worried about picking up that 5th.
Braxton rips it from him, but Pierce gets it right back.
Yeah, and she's going to get called for a travel as she didn't want the ball in her hands.
Cox to inbound it at half court.
Into Braxton Cox at the high key. Over to Austin Cox. Just trying to figure something out right now. Definitely running out of time to figure things out, and Stephanie Whitney's going to get called for 3 seconds in the lane. And we've got
mass substitution.
A whole swarm of
Looks
new
like
Lady Wildcats coming into this
4 or
one.
5 Wildcats going to come off. The starters are going to come off. We'll run through some of these names here. Looks like Gibbs.
As
and
well
Edwards.
Yeah.
23 is Larson. 24 is Goodwin. And 20, is that the other one? Stubbs?
Callie Stubbs.
Callie Stubbs into the game here for the first time. She goes fighting for a rebound.
And she's going to get called for her first foul of the game, Stubbs is.
And that'll put Whitney to the line.
And you'd love to see Stephanie Whitney get some points on this one. She's been working hard down there, gotten maybe some tough breaks on the defensive side of things, on some fast break opportunities, being the last line of defense, stopping, a couple more Jalen Daly layups.
Whitney is going to get 1-on-1 opportunity here, and the first one is no good.
This one's over to Edwards as she's looking to set up the Wildcat offense.
As we go under a minute to go to play in this one.
A lot of positives can be said for the Huskies in this one, but they just couldn't. And then just couldn't get the lid off the basket a lot of times. But, a lot of good things could be said out of this coming out of the first game.
Yeah, I'm sure Coach Torrey Elder happy with his squad as they've put up 43 in the opener here with a few seconds here to go before we end it. But heck of a way to open his season.
Yeah, I imagine the Sharon Springs is going to be a feisty opponent in their league the rest of this year with the way they're playing and the motors on a lot of these defenders and on the offensive side of things as well with their fast break opportunities.
And as well as the freshmen played all night long, they're probably going to get better. I mean, they are freshmen, right?
Well, yeah. And another thing to note, and there's a great drive by Austin Cox picking up the and-one opportunity here.
Austin Cox went around the man-to-man defender. Hey, I don't think it'll get there. Yeah, I did. Dad was a little slow on the uptake. Sorry, Austin.
Yeah,
a free throw to make it the and-one. Up and good for her.
Another thing to note about the Wildcats is you said they had 43 points, and that was on a not great night shooting the 3-ball. Imagine if that thing would have been falling early for them.
They could have easily been to 60. And here's another 3 going to be fired up there. Austin is going to rebound it. She'll try and go link to the floor to Baird, but it's pulled out of there. And now up to Edwards, but it goes out of bounds with just under 8 seconds to go. Pasteka now into Cox.
So Edwards is fighting hard with only 5 seconds left in this one, still not letting up at all.
And that'll take us 43-24.